This is Brandon Barris from the Morning Buzz here on Radio.org.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Morning Buzz Sports Show here on Radio.org in Hudson County Schools of Technology, North Bergen, New Jersey. It's 58 degrees outside. It is going to be 70 degrees today, and that is the reason why I'm wearing shorts. May 2nd, playoffs were on yesterday, specifically the NBA playoffs, and a game that kind of stuck in my mind was the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, and not just from when the tip-off began, but before the game, the whole New York team decided that they were going to wear all black as if they were going to a funeral, saying that tonight the Celtics' 2013 season is going to end. Well, guess what? The Boston Celtics won 92-86, and it didn't end. And they're going back to Boston on Friday. Mm-hmm. Should be an interesting one, Mr. P.
Yeah, the Boston Garden's going to be rocking. They brought it upon themselves. I mean, the Celtics were done, but J.R. Smith got thrown out of the game, and then he got suspended, and the whole momentum of this series has now shifted. Okay, Smith came back yesterday. He said if he had played on Sunday, he could have been playing golf by now. Well, he played horrible. He was just out of sync. The whole team was out of sync, and they're saying stupid things, and
Yeah, the Knicks are becoming such a cocky and arrogant team. It's kind of annoying. So I mean,
they haven't won anything. They haven't even won a playoff series in 10 years. The Celtics have won over 20-something championships. Show some respect. Yeah. I mean, come on. You haven't won anything.
Yeah, how are you going to go into a game wearing black suits, basically saying that tonight the Celtics season's going to end, and then you go out and lose? Who are you to do that?
Yeah.
You're nobody.
And
what have you done?
And even I have a little issue with Coach Woodson. He's at the Yankee game that day of yesterday. Would that be Doc Rivers? No. Doc Rivers would not be at a Boston Red Sox game when he had a game that night. He'd be preparing. Get it together, Knicks. If you don't get it together, you could be facing elimination. And then you can wear your black suits all you want for the whole winter and summer and whatever, okay?
Yep. Hearing the truth with Mr. P on a roll today.
Yeah.
The other game that was on yesterday, the Indiana Pacers beat the Atlanta Hawks 106-83. Al Horford had 14 points for the Hawks, and for the Pacers, David West led them with 24 points.
Right.
The Pacers lead the series 3-2. Game 6 on Friday at 7 in Atlanta. Now, Mr. P, the game that went on yesterday between the Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder was a very interesting game. The Houston Rockets won 107-100.
I did not know that. Yes.
Yeah, and it's actually the Thunder were on the verge of sweeping the Rockets, and now all of a sudden the series is at 3-2. So it's kind of I wouldn't say the Houston Rockets are going to go out and win. I just think that the Thunder are too talented, but they're putting up
somebody?
a fight.
Didn't the Thunder lose Westbrook or something?
Yeah,
it's
a big loss. But when you got Kevin Durant and you got Serge Ibaka and you got all these different players that can, I wouldn't say fill his shoes, but can do a respectable amount of job. Being that Russell Westbrook is not going to be able to play, I still do think that they could beat the Houston Rockets, but.
Right.
What I found interesting was James Harden, obviously we all know that he used to play for the Thunder, is now playing for the Houston Rockets. Right. And what he's doing for that team is basically everything.
Right.
And he had 31 points yesterday. It's an interesting story. So I'm cheering for the Rockets, but I do think that the Thunder will win the series.
Jeremy Lin, how is he doing?
He's injured.
He's injured, so he's not doing.
Yeah. When he was with the Knicks in the playoffs, he was injured, and now with the Rockets, he's injured.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, but he might be a little injury prone. So
well, he may be. I'm looking at his season. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't all-star point guard stats.
No, it was pretty much of an average
Yeah, he's an average. I mean, I don't think we've ever said that he was going to be a superstar. We basically said, even when he was with the Knicks, that he's going to be an average player. He had about a week or so that he put up more than 20 points.
Linsanity.
Right, and then it kind of just faded away, and he started scoring 12 to 14 points a game, and that's how it's going to be. I mean, he'll have his breakout games, once or twice a season, but I don't see him becoming the next Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook.
No.
So, that's just what I see. Tonight's games, the Brooklyn Nets play the Chicago Bulls at 8 o'clock
They gotta
in
win.
Chicago. Yes, they have to win, and it's going to be tough because they're away.
Yeah.
And the Bulls don't even have Derrick Rose, and they're doing this without him. And that's really their franchise player and their star player. They have Nate Robinson filling his shoes, who's not even half of his height. What is he, 4'6"?
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job.
He's
doing a good job, and they have Jakeem Noah.
Yeah.
Jakeem Noah, and he's doing a really good job.
They're playing with passion, and Nate Robinson, if he's on, I mean, he's a Superman.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's a 4'7" guy who can dunk like a 6'10" guy. So he's doing a really good job.
He's good.
And last game of going on tonight, the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors at 10:30 in Golden State. The Warriors lead the series 3-2.
Yes, they do.
And we'll certainly see if they decide to do another game where they're going to play dirty with Stephen Curry, or are they going to kind of back off a little bit, seeing that those little fouls got so much hype and they don't really want their franchise to be looked at as a dirty franchise. But we'll see tonight. And in baseball, the Mets beat Miami 7-6. Finally. I know.
They stopped their 6-game skid there.
Hopefully we don't pick up another.
Yeah, well, we go into Atlanta, and the Braves are playing great ball. So, if we can come out of there with winning this series, maybe we can get back on a roll a little bit. I think the Mets team is really, it's got a lot of flaws, has a lot of issues, the team, and, I don't know what to say. I hope it's not a long year.
Well, Mr. P, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise to us. I mean, we weren't coming into the season expecting us to win a World Series.
We're not. So we really don't have an outfield. There's nobody in the outfield that most clubs would have on the starting in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So they're lucky they caught a real find, and this guy Joe Buck behind the plate, he's got 27 RBIs, 9 home runs. So nobody expected that. Yeah. And, Ike Davis is just, starting like he did last year. Hopefully he can pick it up.
Yeah.
And, David Wright's their most consistent player.
Yeah. Essentially their only player. Yeah. But as you were saying, Mr. P, they go to Atlanta tomorrow at 7:30 to begin a weekend series. And the Yanks beat Houston 5-4. Play tomorrow at 7:05.
Right.
Mr. P, obviously, talk about the Yankees. I mean, I don't even remember a season where they've been bad. But
they always find a way to compete. They really do, and they're always in the hunt. And even though half of their team is on the DL, they find a way. So
they do. They absolutely do.
That's the Yankees.
Well, that's our show for today here on the Morning Buzz Sports Show. Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. P. I'm your host, Brandon Barris.
Knicks, wake up, Knicks! Brandon Barris for sports here for the Morning Buzz, WHITradio.org.